If you're a passionate F1 fan, things are pretty bittersweet for you right now. One of the kindest and fastest racers will be retiring by the end of the season. But at the same time, we're kind of excited to see what he does next. Sebastian Vettel's retirement has left an open seat at Aston Martin, which opened up avenues for discussing regarding the future of many racers. And that's exactly what we'll be talking about in this video. First up, Ricciardo rules out Aston Martin move after Vettel retirement call. Daniel Ricciardo, the Aussie racer that could not quite live up to expectations, no one has ever doubted his talent. He's still considered one of the best and fastest people on the grid, but he's been struggling to do well at McLaren. Many folks, such as journalists, claim that it's because he's still not used to their car. But it's been more than a year. Shouldn't a good driver be used to the machine by now? Because at the same time, his teammate Lando Norris, who's just 22 years old, is doing so much better than him. Norris is 4 places ahead of the Aussie in the driver's standings. Because of his poor performance, many have speculated about his future. Where will he end up? Will he even be on the grid in the coming seasons? So folks, let's get one thing out of the way. Daniel Ricciardo is not going anywhere. Even if McLaren were to not give him a new contract, which we don't think will be happening, he'll get a seat in at least Alpine, Haas, or Williams. He's staying, and we're super excited that he is. When Sebastian Vettel announced his retirement, it took everyone by surprise, especially because he's only 35 years old. For context, Hamilton is 37 and Fernando Alonso is 41, so we weren't really expecting him to leave anytime soon. His retirement sparked quite a lot of speculation on who could replace the 4-time world champion at Aston Martin, and now we know it's going to be Alonso, not anyone else. Avenues for discussion are still open since there's an empty seat over at Alpine now. But before Alonso announced his arrival, many thought it was going to be Ricciardo, but he shut those rumors down immediately. He stated that he's more than happy at McLaren and doesn't see himself moving to any other team soon. After all, we believe it was the constant team hopping that ended up wasting his talents. But that's just our opinion, folks. But what did Ricciardo say exactly? He said that his future is clear and that he will be staying at McLaren. He's under contract till the end of the 2023 season. Right now, we're not sure if he plans to renew it. His rocky career has meant that he's always subject to constant rumors surrounding his future. And with Vettel out of the way, that's only intensified. When the reporters asked him if he'll be switching seats, he had a clear message for them. He rhetorically asked if they had heard any of his interviews last week. Then he went on to state, obviously it's nothing against Aston Martin, but as I said last week, my future is clear and it's here. Aston Martin is a great team, so it took us by surprise that no one was quite interested in racing for them. Or maybe they just knew something that we didn't, like Alonso's move to the team. We mentioned that because he wasn't the only driver to rule out a move to Aston Martin. When Alex Albon was asked, he stated that his current focus is on Williams. He didn't exactly shut down a potential switch in the future, but he didn't seem too enthusiastic about it either. He acknowledged that they're a great team and that they're expanding as well. Esteban Ocon of Alpine also denied the move. He stated he was good at Alpine. He has a contract there till 2024. However, since Alonso has left, he'll be getting a new teammate. Alfa Romeo's Valtteri Bottas stated that he too has a contract and that he's good. Kevin Magnussen from Haas also denied moving to the team, stating that he's very happy at his current team. Aston Martin is a solid team, so why weren't all the racers interested in moving to them? Maybe we'll have to wait for the next season of Drive to Survive to find out. But folks, remember Oscar Piastri, the Australian youngster who's been eyeing F1 for a long time? He might finally be getting a seat, but we'll talk about him at the end of the video. Right now, let's talk about Hamilton's future. Okay, Lewis Hamilton has plenty of fuel left in the tank. So last Sunday's race in Hungary was Hamilton's 301st race ever. Hamilton is 37 years old. That's old in F1 numbers, considering that most of the folks in the sport are only in their 20s. Lewis is definitely getting up there, but he's not afraid of aging because he straight up revealed that he has plenty of fuel left in the tank to go another 100 races. That's almost 5 more seasons, folks. With this revelation, the British racer has hinted that a contract extension could be on the cards after his current deal expires next year. He even stated that he's enjoying the sport more than ever, despite Mercedes' current struggles. The guy is going through the least successful season of his career. He hasn't even won a single race this season. The best he's been able to manage is second place. But we do need to keep in mind that for Hamilton, the standards are so high that his subpar is most racers' best. He's also facing the prospect of the first winless season of his entire career. We truly hope that's not the case. It would be a sad, sad season. But we do now know that the Mercedes engine is fine. It's the electric motor that's holding them back, which can be fixed easily before the next season, so we can expect him to do super well in 2023. The 7-time world champion has talked quite openly about his retirement. He has stated how he wants to do charitable work in the equality and social justice space, so it seems like he's had his retirement all figured out, and that's exactly what's caused speculation surrounding his career, because he's very clear about what he's going to do next. He's even interested in filmmaking, and is already making a movie about F1 with Apple, but more on that later. When he was asked about his future, the Briton talked about him staying at Mercedes till the end of his career. He even stated that, of course, I want to get back to winning ways, and that's going to take time. So it seems he's taken it upon himself to rebuild Mercedes all over again. So Ricciardo is staying at Alpine and Hamilton is staying at Mercedes. Phew! Now let's take a couple of minutes to talk about all the other things happening in the world of F1. Finally, Oscar Piastri might get a seat. There's no doubt about the fact that Piastri is one of the best junior drivers out there. He's only raced for F2 for one season and he won it. This achievement resulted in him joining the exclusive club consisting of the likes of Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton, and Nico Hülkenberg, the only drivers to win the F2 title in their rookie seasons. His more than stellar junior career catapulted him right into a prospective F1 seat. Initially, everyone was concerned for his future, because for him to get a seat meant someone had to retire or be fired. That wasn't happening, but now after Vettel's announcement, he's in the news again. As of right now, he's most likely to join Alpine. That's because they just lost Alonso to Aston Martin and have an empty seat. Fingers crossed, folks. And now, we're just super excited for an F1 movie. Can't get enough of F1 action? Don't worry, Apple TV has got your back and is producing an F1 movie starring Brad Pitt. He will play the role of an aging racer who's back for more. He will also be seen guiding a young racer through the tough world of F1. Both the writer and the director of this film are the same guys who wrote and directed Top Gun, so get ready for some cockpit action. And guess who's co-producing? Lewis Hamilton. He has been brought on to make the movie more authentic. We're super excited. Hope you are too. Lastly, let's talk about Ferrari's worst enemy, Ferrari. These guys completely botched the Hungarian Grand Prix, not because of accidents or power unit failures, but because of a completely disastrous tire strategy. George Russell got pole position for that race. Alright, no biggie, because Ferrari got a 2-3 qualifying lap. Sainz was second and Leclerc was third. All was set for their championship contender to go from third to first and put himself back in the running. Considering the disaster of a race they had earlier, Ferrari really needed the points. What do they do instead? Put Charles Leclerc on hard tires. Now, okay, we get it. Hard tires last longer, but let's not forget, they slow you down a lot. And that's exactly what happened. He suddenly tumbled from third to sixth. This paved the way for Red Bull's Max Verstappen to win the race. Ferrari really has got to do something about its strategy. Well, that's all we have for you guys today. Do you folks think that Ricciardo is talented and has been unlucky? Or are you guys in the camp that believes he's just plain bad? Let us know all your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. See you guys next time. Bye.